national initiatives: equality, justice, freedom, democracy, hard work ethic, free enterprise, social economic mobility, build back better. On behalf of the Collaborative of United States Armed Services Veterans and the Veterans Task Force for Ending the COVID Pandemic, these are the country national initiatives from February, April, August of 2021 till in and around February 2022 and the second 100 days of the presidential term of the current president of the country, Build Back Better 2022. The country national initiatives: 1. End the pandemic. 2. Judiciary reform, commonly called defund the police. Demands for police change, crime-free cities. 2. Judiciary reform. 3. Read red money. Red money. Money, money, money. 2. Judiciary reform. Defund the police and demands for police change are based on the four components of our judiciary system adjudicating for justice. The four components: police, prosecution, and public defense, the courts, prisons, probation, and parole, all need to be reformed, radical reform, and for the justice and law and order reform now. There is a list of police demands for reform, demands for police change. Some ideas are defunding reactive police tactics for prevention methods and other forms of policing. Some are as radical as having no police. Whatever the reform in various cities and municipalities, these reforms need to be hashed out, worked through, and reconciled as soon as reasonably possible so America can put in place the changes and live in new reforms and law and order, law-abiding style. All four components need to be reformed and checked and balanced, have oversight for accuracy, and endorsements of the citizens of the country, municipal, and its written laws for effectiveness. Defund the police, judiciary reform. The courts need reform. Sentencing disparity has been a long fight of all in the constant battle for equality and justice. There are many issues with the Sixth Amendment and the due process for the accused. Judicial reform of the prisons has long been humane conditions to include rehabilitative activities and education for those re-entering society once they have been incapacitated and served their punishment for the crime convicted in a court of law. Judiciary reform, defund the police and probation and parole, and not criminalizing with recidivist tactics, creating a cell blocks slavery system. Creating more jobs, employment, and work careers inclusive of all with livable wages is a core idea and constant goal of the society at large. The war on drugs did not work. There are too many drugs and crime over 20 years. A business has a good product or service, so people use the business and they make a profit. These are some basics of our capitalist system. If the product or service is not useful or doesn't work and breaks easy, needs repairs really quick, it will have low sales, the business will go out of business. Demands for police change. Our judiciary system is like a failing business that needs reorganizing for profitability and customer satisfaction. We must satisfy the needs and wants of the people we have services and goods for. There is too much crime and it needs to be over and done. Defund the police, crime-free cities. We need judiciary reform now. There are plans for 3 national town halls with a class action lawsuit and making concrete changes now and moving on with our legal and law-abiding style USA lives. Country Initiative 2, Judiciary Reform till February 2022, we the people are making tremendous accomplishments, establish justice, build back better. Country Initiative 1, End the pandemic. The corona microgerm, the virus and pandemic that infected our lives, is in a losing battle with the resilient people of our USA Midwest. The corona microorganism, germ, viral threat, and pandemic that infected our lives is in a losing battle with the vaccines the USA and the world has fought against the common enemy with. The world, the USA, and the USA Midwest will surely survive microorganism versus microorganism. We saw so many survive and defeat the COVID before vaccine medicines. Now that our resilience is up, our minds are strongly willed for help. There is vaccination taking place in every nation being clear of the COVID and the COVID pandemic and any COVID variants. We humans are a dangerous microorganism ourselves, and all the billions of each microorganisms that we all live in and amongst and have survived, strengthen our healthiness, longevity, vitality, and immunities. As per the 45th president of the country, Donald Trump, Dr. Binks, there are 11 target cities for aggressive COVID eradication and elimination. We are I-35 East, 32 states, 11 target cities have been identified, and St. Louis, Missouri, USA, amongst all the variables and constants, is an epicenter point, not only in the world itself, but in our world, the USA. St. Louisans have fought against and been resilient and flexible throughout the COVID. Many cities around the entire world, many cities around the entire United States, the 11 target cities, and many cities, like St. Louis, Missouri, have seen deaths and loved ones. Because of COVID-19 pandemic and the deaths of loved ones through the conditions and false pressures, stress from uncertainty, and the non-surety that derives from misinformation, malinformed, and just not getting the right answers for the real-life questions facing our generation of young people and youthful today. We always need the work of leaders, and leaders work. So we are on the 46th president and our second president of the United States during the COVID-19 pandemic. We now have a vaccine with the current president, and we're at successful vaccination numbers for the country, United States. As part of the country national initiative, various cities will post their vaccination numbers and demonstrate success rates. Advance and progress, build back better. The COVID pandemic brought challenges in economics, mental health, and biological health. The USA has a crime problem, and we are making crime-free metropolitan cities. The world is facing environmental problems, and we are indebted with the rest of the world for fresh air and water for our planet and universe. Build back better. The countdown continues. We are ending the COVID pandemic. So, quote from U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy and Vaccine Success Formula. He said, "People can still take steps to keep the situation from getting worse. It is really important that we convey that success does not equal no cases," Murthy said. "Success looks like very few people in the hospital and very few dying." Post-successful vaccination numbers. The number of cases pre-vaccine. The number of deaths pre-vaccine. The number of survivors pre-vaccine. Herd immunity target numbers and actual vaccinated numbers. The number of cases post-vaccine, the number of deaths post-vaccine, and the number of survivors post-vaccine. Based on nearly 170 million adults in household of U.S. population and 70% of that 170 million adult households and 70% of that 170 million adults. Our adult target households in COVID are 35 to 45 and 45 to 55. For vaccination immunity herd. We can add the 25 to 35 and 55 to 65 group as we consciously counterintelligence generational class consciousness and its dangers. So 70% of adult households, 170 million population needs to be vaccinated herd immunity. As part of the country national initiative, getting vaccinated and ending the pandemic was part of building herd immunities. Building herd immunity stops spread of disease and germs, microviral attacks, infestations. Stopping the spread of disease, immunity herds, and getting to an herd immunity for the cities in the country. Country immunities and immunities in its parts. Herd immunities is based on high proportions. We are building for the most highest proportions in immunities in ourselves, communities, our nation communities, and again ourselves. We are an ever-evolving people, ever-evolving to be a healthier people and stronger in health and wellness of the humankind, build back better, in order to form a more perfect union. We are heading on victorious with our principles and constitution as challenges present. The economic war, mental health war, biohealth war brought on by the covert attack of the COVID-19 we are facing and have initiatives, task forces, and programs of progress and advance and actions so we overcome country national challenges. We are going crime-free and we're making sure there is fresh air and water, build back better. Vax or kill equals arrest AWOL JVL. The countdown continues. We are ending the COVID-19 pandemic. 3. Country Initiative 3. Read red money, 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 red money, 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 money. Capitalism of the American government and free enterprise principles are in constant combat for mutual existence. The reconciliation that is establishing a cordial relation between two opposing forces that must coexist, or that do coexist, or would, in any relation, reconciliation. Reconciliation is also a congruence of numbers in accounting and bookkeeping. So our initiative money, red money, consistent congruence in profit numbers is the idea of capitalism. Reconciliation and establishing cordial relations, establishing relations where people get along with one another. And so our initiative of money. In the red money or in the read money is low money in many ways. Low as in starter wages low. In capitalist profits, one looks to be out of the red. Red money is starter money like local money is to interstate commerce, like national trade is to international trade. Red money, colloquial money, making money, getting money, it is what the American dream is based on, the land of opportunity presented in the country's beginning. Its mercantilist merchants, its sole proprietors, its farming to feudalism. Mercantilism stepped on and gave birth to free enterprise, free markets, industrial revolutions, innovation, increased incentives for money wealth, building wealth, and making money, growing wealth for oneself, and getting money to make a living. So our initiative money, red money, is colloquial money. It is local money. It is the money made in the borders of the USA country, United States. So our initiative money is all day, every day in this country. You don't work, you don't eat, another day, another dollar, USA. So our initiative money from before now till February of 2022 is buying local and American. The country national initiative for the country and its nationals is to buy American, local, buy American only until February 2022. It will be a boost in USA dollars directly benefiting USA business and companies. Buying local only for this boost and economically fortifying time frame will put money directly in American business and companies, creating new business, securing current business. It is much needed economic growth and will strengthen our companies and money for international trade at the completion of these initiatives, and the world returns to more trade. Build back better. So our initiative money, build back better. Our three national initiatives, our three country national initiatives. 1, end the pandemic. 2, judiciary reform, defund the police. 3, red money. Our three country national initiatives, the United States of America, the United States government, and the U.S. military, as presented by the collaborative of the United States Armed Services Veterans, and the Veterans Task Force for ending the COVID pandemic. 2, judiciary reform. 1, end the pandemic. And 3, money. In God we trust. We are beginning NEPT training with our troops in the 11 target cities and designated parts of the U.S. country. We are beginning national emergency preparedness training, so some are seeing more Air Force jets. During national emergency preparedness training, there will be military exercises in the country till around February 2022 and second 100 days of the current president, Build Back Better 2022. We the people are making tremendous accomplishments. Build back better. Those jets are shaking people's windows.